We can rock and roll.
Now that is Status Quo acoustic. Sounds pretty good. It's T for two. We're going to do another one in a mo, but before we do, let's bring on Francis Rossi. Good afternoon, Francis.
Good afternoon.
How are you? Are you
I'm
okay?
good. You've got that fab radio voice. I ended up with this one.
Well, I don't know. Your voice has served you well over the years when you think about it. You've earned more money out of your voice than I've earned out of mine.
Yeah, but some things that's daylight robbery, isn't it, really, with some of us?
Well, I don't know.
I don't know. I've been lucky. I made a commercial noise, or they made a commercial noise out of my voice. Monotone, I'm told it is, but it's just the one I got.
Well, look, we're looking forward to seeing you in Bournemouth on the 2nd of December at the International Centre. And tickets are going on sale tomorrow for this. And I've got to ask you the question that probably everyone's asking in. You know it's coming. How tough was the decision to continue on without your right-hand man?
Well, it can't be the same without him, and obviously couldn't be the same without him. But as with everything in life, it goes on. Music goes on, and the fans are very pleased with it. They missed Rick, but that luckily they seem to think that we haven't replaced with something that's inferior. And so everyone's kind of pleased that we're going on at the moment. And what can I say? I thank everybody for those responses. But it is different. But one of the reasons we set up the acoustic thing was because of Rick's failing health at the time. And I'm now kind of, because we haven't done that for about a year, I'm sitting out, we're doing electric, and I'm kind of, certain amount of trepidation here. But I think that's quite good, that we aren't blasé about it. And maybe that's one of the things we found attractive about it. And again, we're not sure whether people will come. So it's, life is like that, isn't it?
I'm sure they will. I mean, what could you do? You could either decide never to do it again, but the Quo has been your life since the mid-'60s. So, in a way, it would have been unfair on you to give up, wouldn't it?
Well, Rick and I used to joke about this a lot, that either one of us would go, and life does that. It just goes on. As much as we all have problems with that initially, there's nothing else to do other than carry on. And I don't know anything else at this. I am sometimes looking for the conclusion. But it's like, that thing they told us at school, to get the donkey, they stick a stick on his head with a carrot on it. And I think I've been trying to get that carrot since I was about 14 or 15.
Sure.
And what happens if you reach the carrot? Whereas at the moment, there's always some sort of goal, whether it's to get to Bournemouth this year and try and hope that shows a success, and tomorrow shows a success, and so on. So it's always striving forward. To suddenly take that away, even though I may have in my mind sometimes, I'm expecting one of my parents to come up and say, "You're done now, boy, well done. It's time to stop." But there's a fear in that too, and I think everybody feels that about their lives generally, and particularly in today's world.
Do you...
a little too philosophical here, I'll stop.
No. It's interesting, and we a lot of us who like the Quo really obviously felt for the family, but felt for you too, because I guess you guys were like brothers. And I wonder, do you think about him every hour? Do you think about him once a day? Do you dream about being back on? Has he come to you in a dream since his passing?
You're very good. You hear every single one. It's usually every morning in the shower. It's usually in the morning. It'll be something negative. I'll say, as the day goes on, we still deal with certain things about his estate, so I have to try and take care of him again. And there are usually things when the band are getting dressed that we say that Rick may have done at this time of day. So he's very much there, and I often talk to him in my mind, and I never thought that would be the way, But there's that thing that you just... A couple of years ago, we were out somewhere, and one of my uncles, I think, died, and I went to the funeral, and then I found it very strange that I went straight back to rehearsals, and there I was at rehearsals, and nothing else had changed other than to my aunt. And the same with us, that there it is. In fact, we were rehearsing a couple of weeks ago, and I'd said to her, "But I dreamt of Rick again last night." I went, "Yeah." I said, "Well, he just walked in." And being as Rick was, I said to him, "What are you doing here?" He said, "I don't know." I said, "But we saw you, we went to the..." He said, "Yeah, I know." I said, what? And then he just went over and got his guitar, and we all looked at each other and sort of, oh, well, that's Rick. So we all laughed, because it's almost the kind of thing he would have done, just sort of turned up and, oh, you're back then.
And that must
anything Rick could do wouldn't be surprising somehow.
No, and that must be kind of a comfort. Just one more question on it, Francis. And I don't mean to probe. I'm just interested as a human, really, and as a fan. You knew that Rick's house hadn't been great for years. Did you leave any?
Time, yeah.
Did you leave anything unsaid, or did you say all the things you wanted to say? You know, because obviously you loved him like a brother, and I'm sure there were ups and downs, but.
Yes, there were. I think if there was anything unsaid, they would be negative things.
Right.
That's all. I think there are times we were very good at getting annoyed with each other, but not bringing it to a head. And it seems that in many acts or many partnerships, it gets that thing where someone hits somebody, and neither him nor I would be any good at coming back from that. So we always backed off from that physical contact in sort of one hitting the other for whatever reasons. And it's fact where I'm sitting now on the bus, I have this bedroom at the back, and I can see where his bedroom used to be. And we would be sitting here on a day off like today, and I'd see his legs there, and he would lean forward and say something occasionally, or I would lean forward and say something occasionally. So we were constantly together, more than I was with Rick. We were together longer than my either wives, any of my children, his children. That in itself is very, very strange, but I can see the way we used to laugh and joke about which one of us would go first and how it would be. And it's happened. And that reality is the thing that I find difficult, and it reminds us of our own mortality and so on. But the contradiction is, I will get up and go on stage tomorrow night.
Can I just say, listen, for once, I've interviewed you many times, you've been really, really sensible. And can I thank you for that? Because it's very emotional hearing you say this, but, you know, thanks for sharing it with us, because we don't know each other well, but I am a Quo fan, and I know other
That's
people
nice.
will be interested, Rick, in your thoughts on Rick Francis. So,
yeah, I hope so. I try to be as honest as possible, and the older one gets, one is more like that, I think. And bear in mind, we are in show business, so show business in itself is not truth, it's show. And I've tried, particularly, Rick and I were like that a lot. We tried to say, well, this is how it is really, you know. People said we loved each other, we did, but there were times when, as with anything. And as I said, I was with Rick longer than either wives I've been with either of my children. So the fact he's not there is strange. But you get up and you go on.
And that's what you'll be doing in Bournemouth, International Centre, December.
Yep.
Tickets on sale tomorrow, Friday the 28th of April. They go on sale at 9 a.m. as the legend of the Quo lives on and rocks on. Thank you, Francis.
Thank you
I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Remember, in any artist, it's always a two-way street.
That's great. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, sir. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye now.